Hello everyone, welcome back to the Try Racing channel, and today, as you can see, we are doing something different. We are doing Formula 1 2021 and we're starting a career on my team. This is going to be our challenger for the first season, the Try Racing Formula 1 car, sponsored by Echo, some random sponsor within the game, in the colours of our SRG sponsors, which sponsor my real life racing car. The car looks a beaut. I don't know if it's quick, we'll find out. We'll do the first race today. We have picked Felipe Drugovich as our teammate for the season. He seems to have a good rating and awareness. We've got a Honda engine for the team, and as you can see, Echo sponsors the car as well. I'll quickly go into the settings. I'll only do this for the first one. You can see him here. Our vehicle performance comparison on the right hand side is that we are 8th best out of the 11 teams available on the grid this year, so hopefully we should be fighting for the bottom end of the points available. There it is, everything's turned off. It's all going to be manual. I want to get it as realistic and as simulation as possible. The session's long, weather forecast is approximate, the fault types and fault frequencies are high and standard, just to get some realism, some mechanical issues in there, and everything is on there that it's supposed to be. Simulation, realistic, AR difficulty on 89. See how we get on with that in the first race. I don't know. We'll see how we got without any traction control. So we have qualified, only one shot qualifying. I've qualified P12, which I'm happy with, but I'm still 1-2 seconds off the pace of Lewis Hamilton, the current champion in this game. And then we'll move on to the race, which is going to be in Bahrain. Strategy looks like we are going for a one-stopper, starting on the medium as we're outside the top 10, and then onto the hards. Formation lap, just to get a little bit of practice in relation to how we're going to start off, trying to get those two phases going right. So nice formation, trying to get the tyres warm. Good start, a little bit slow in phase 2. And what we're trying to do now is get into get the brakes up, get the tyres up, the carcass and the surface, so we get a good start at the start of the race. So it's 50% this race, so I think it's 29 laps round Bahrain with P12. We've gone on one stopper. I've noticed that I think others are going to be on 2 stops. So hopefully, if we can stay clean through the race, we should have a good strategy to move up a few positions and try and eke out a few points for the Try Racing team, which would be good on debut, as I go through Alonso at the start. So we're forming up now for the grid. P12 over on the dirty side of the track, which is not going to be good for our start. Let's see what my reaction time is going to be like. Everyone's forming up behind. Whoever's that is going to be probably one of the Hasses taking their time. But the lights
sequence will begin as soon as the grid has formed. Be ready with the clutch.
Thank you, Jeff. And lights, there you go. Clutch in, optimal RPM, 5 lights, and lights out. And really slow start from me. Reaction time was a little slow. First phase was good, second phase, loads of wheel spin in 4th gear. Over to the right hand side, send it down the right hand side. No one's covering that. But I'm going to take it slow. A little bit of contact between Vettel and Alonso and myself. Onto the dirty side of the track, couldn't hold it there, onto the curb, lost of traction, tyre weren't warm enough, got to warm the tyres a bit more. So we've held our position basically in 12th, even though Alonso got past us there. Ocon and Raikkonen behind. Raikkonen's going to be pretty quick as a former world champion anyway, and I already can see Vettel and Alonso disappearing off into distance out that 1 second already. Send it a bit deep into here, a little bit of lock up on the brakes. Pushing up the hill, trying to keep that traction, short shifting out of those gears. Down into the difficult corner here, trying not to lock those fronts. Little bit of oversteer on the throttle. Just got to make sure I'm in a straight line before I get that throttle application on. Raikkonen only 2 tenths behind now. But first lap going well, no damage, which is the main thing, even after that contact. Just keeping an eye out for pressures. See if that front left goes down, because they did have contact on that first corner. So lap 1 complete, lap 1's good. Car seems stable enough as I nearly lose it out of that last corner. Using the overtake button to get me through. But we'll have a replay of that start and see how it looks from the spectator's point of view, or people who are watching at home. So there you can see me on the left hand side, just coming through the shot now. That's Ocon, is that? Yeah, that's Ocon to overtake me there. But there you go, I sent it to the inside, but I've got to let all the cars through. I don't want to cause any damage to my car. Alonso and Vettel hit me on the outside. See, I'm on the dirty side of the track. Struggle to get traction right, and I'm trying to go up the inside. Cover that off, and I'll press the overtake just to try and give me a bit of pace. You see my teammate there just defending from Stroll by the looks of it. But that's a pretty good start. I'm pretty happy with how that's going. We're in the middle of lap 2 now. Raikkonen and Ocon still pressuring me and fighting behind as well. Just need to break that slipstream. We're coming up to lap 3, which means we're going to have DRS enabled. I need to get out of that second gap, so otherwise I'm just going to be a sitting duck. Struggled on the curb there. Really lost traction control. Can't go flat through that corner. That's just the way my aero package is working. I've had to go for a little less aero on the rear, try and get some speed down the straights as my car isn't developed quite enough yet. As Max Verstappen posts the fastest lap of the race, 1:31.5. And what am I doing? I am currently doing start of lap 3, 1:34.9. So I'm a bit off the pace in terms of the top team, so that's okay. So Raikkonen's going to have DRS now, coming up to this next straight. Hit this apex well, and then as I get on the throttle, just trying to open up the corner a bit. A little bit of battery power. Raikkonen 7/10 behind, so we're keeping him at bay at the moment. He's not looking to do any stupid lunges. A little bit slow through that corner, and I go wide and hit the curb. Couldn't get the traction down as much as I wanted. And I'm trying to keep up with Alonso, but Alonso's just got too much pace at the moment. Raikkonen and Ocon a bit of a threat behind, so I'm just keeping an eye on them. Good traction out this corner, I thought. Raikkonen half a second behind now. And I thought I'd leave this open, but no, Raikkonen sends it right into the rear of the car, pushes me out wide. Must have caused some damage to his front wing. I don't think the gap was open there. I'd like to see that from the stewards, but let's see it from the outside anyway. So loads of room, look. Sends it right down the inside. You can see how angry I am there. Look at them eyes. Very angry boy. But yeah, Raikkonen had to yield there. But yeah, must have caused some damage. But we're lap 4 now. Raikkonen's still behind, 6/10. Hit the apex nice here, but that unsettles the car. Just hitting that curb gets the rear out, and Raikkonen just takes that spot. Let's leave the gap open. He has a bit of trouble on the curb himself there, but Ocon and Raikkonen have DRS. We're just trying to outbrake each other now. Who's got the biggest kahunas? I go wide and still too wide. A little bit of contact again from Raikkonen, not really spatially aware because he's been doing it for so long. But I managed to come out the victor there, and Raikkonen must have picked up some more damage. Must have, with all this contact. I come out top. Ocon, Raikkonen still 12th, but they lost so much time to Alonso and Vettel now. They're 5 seconds up ahead on the road. I lock up a bit there, but have a quick look at this. There we are, going 3 wide down up to turn 5, I think it is, or turn 4. They've all got DRS. I haven't. I managed to outbrake them wide. Little bit of contact here, trying to push me out wide, but I managed to keep the corner. Looks like he's tried to send it up there, but he doesn't. Lap 8 now, so the front leaders top 10.
Incident on track resulting in loose debris. Fortunately, the marshals have managed to clear it up in time, and there are no plans for a safety car right now.
Bit of contact up there somewhere, a bit of damage somewhere, but everyone's taking their pit stops now in the top 10 who are on the softs. Lap 8 of the race. We're on the mediums, so we can go a bit longer than they have. So let's see where this puts us out. So about 5 teams in there. I think we're going to come out behind Hamilton, who's just pitted. So they've gone onto the softs again, so he's looking at a 2-stopper. So that bodes well for me.
Information on Bottas. They've got a serious car issue. It looks like they're retiring.
Bottas never gets a look, does he? So Bottas has retired from the race. Yellow flags up ahead, flashing board there. So Bottas must be stopped up here somewhere. Valtteri, it's James. Stop the car. Oh dear. Thanks Valtteri for the freebie. Beautiful. So that moves up into 5th. Challenging Hamilton ahead, but he's got this fresh stuff, so I don't think we're going to be keeping up with him. So just pushing on now, really looking after the mediums. We've got a bit of a long way to go yet before we move to the hards. Lap 10, Hamilton's overtaken Alonso, who's on our same pit strategy, and we've got Ricardo now catches up on those fresh softs. He's on a different strategy than me, so I'm happy just to think about letting him by here now. He looks to stick him over the inside there, which he does. I'll get a little bit on the curve, I'll lose a bit of traction, but use the overtake and keep up with Ricardo for a bit. Try and get a bit DRS, just have a bit of a faster lap for the next 2 laps as I'm coming up to the pit window. Which is we're going to be hopefully around lap 13 as I get a little bit too happy on the right hand pedal there as I get a bit of an oversteer from the last corner. But I've already made 2 attempts up to DRS on this lap already, just down the main straight. So that was definitely worth letting him past. So just moving forward now, just trying to think about these tyres. Think about who's behind Ocon. I don't want to Ocon get too close for the pit stops, and I don't want to get Alonso too far ahead, so I do want some points maybe if the strategy is going to pay off. So let's see where we end up. So who's this coming up now? We've got Perez coming up from behind, looking for the overtake as well. Do I get defensive? I don't think there's much point. He's got so much more power and so much more traction, so it's going to let him pass again. Try and look for that DRS. Let him pass me just for the DRS detection line. Which is going to give me a nice bit of power out this corner when I get the DRS open. And with a bit of overtake. Another fast lap as I'm going to be pitting at the end of this lap now. So Norris behind as well. He's obviously fighting for position. Don't want to try and get in his way. This isn't our fight really. Norris is just pressuring me a bit. I don't want to make a mistake. I don't want to undo all the hard work. Managed to keep it clean so far. Just struggle with the tyres now. Just sent it wide there. A little bit of replay of Perez. Just let him have the space. Nice and easy pass for him. My tyres aren't very good at the moment. So coming to the end of lap 13 now, I've definitely got a pit. As you can see from the right hand side, my tyres are starting to get shredded, especially the rear. Just let Norris pass. This isn't my fight. Lose a little bit of time there as I've just lost the apex. Probably should have backed up a little bit more, but into the pit you come. Get down to 50 mile an hour, get the pit limiter on, don't overspeed. I don't want any time penalties. Gasly ahead's got a 5-second time penalty. I'm thinking that's probably going to be track limits, maybe a collision. In the new game, you're going to have to look at, if you want to do a simulation pit stop, you're going to have to get the turning point there. That'd be interesting. Or you can have a broadcast which comes from the outside really, but that won't be for me. 3-second pit stop for my team. Cheers lads, onto the hards. Nice clean hards, you can see they're quite fresh on the outside. A little bit of wheel spin coming out, but that'll heat them up nicely. Try and get the tyres up to temperature. Make that first apex. And then just chilling now really. It's kind of got some spaces here. Gasly attempted an overtake. He's dropped behind us because of that 5-second penalty, so I assume he's going to be coming through. He's now onto his mediums for his last stint. Faster car. Tried to defend there, but he wasn't having it. Went around the outside. He's got so much more traction than me, and just a better car, unfortunately. But I'll try and use him now, coming up to the DRS detection point, and then get a little bit hot on the throttle again. Let's have a look. So I try and go defensive straight away, but I doesn't even have DRS look, and he's going straight past me around the outside. That shows traction on the mediums compared to the hards, and the better car. It's so much better as we've got what looks like Hamilton and Sainz behind me as well. Car looks good though on the action replays, which is quite good. So what we'll do now is try and keep up with him, because I just want to try and stay in the points. That is the main goal of this race, to stay in the points. So there's Gasly now, Vettel and Sainz behind. Really want to try and keep the Aston Martin behind, but they could be our main rivals this year. But I think we've just got the better car just at the start of the season. Another yellow flag. I think this is going to be for Norris, who is struggling. I think he's got engine problems. Yeah, into the pit he goes there on the right hand side. So that's a nice little freebie for that. Puts me back up to 7th at the end of lap 19, 10 laps to go. But I've got Vettel closing me down now with DRS, same with Sainz. So I'm just going to try and keep him behind, not to lose too much time, because I don't want P10 to be catching up as well. I don't know who that is at the moment. I think it might be Stroll, so I don't want him coming. So trying to use the overtake button to defend against that strength of the DRS, and try not to use all my battery though, because I might need it at a later stage. So keeping up the Gasly. Gasly's helping me a bit with a bit of a slipstream under that 1 second at the moment, but I think I'll lose it now. He's just got so much more traction around these slower corners. Vettel's really pressuring me. Made this apex really nice, so get on the traction early, throttle early, got the traction all good, it's good. Car's handling well on these hards, actually a bit better than those mediums, so that's quite good. Vettel only half a second behind now, using that overtake again, just sort of trying to keep that gap going. So one of the fastest laps of the race without DRS for me, so performing well under pressure, car handles well, but I just haven't got the car underneath me at the moment to get past Vettel. I think I've set the AI right up with their level at the moment where the car is. Maybe could be a little bit harder for me. I feel I might be overachieving in P7 in a race at the moment, but we'll see where we finish up first. So come around the last corner, Vettel's got a bit more traction, I think, only 4 tenths away now. Trying to use that overtake button, I haven't got the DRS this time around. Vettel's coming, I'll try and go defensive, but that Mercedes engine, the Aston Martin, just breezes past me. Try and tuck back in, get a bit more slipstream, just defend from signs. I was quite careful. Move back to inside because I thought he might try and send it. Struggle with traction out that corner again, especially over the curve. Vettel, you see, almost has a slide as well. I've got DRS now and a bit of overtake, thanks Vettel, so helps you defend against signs. Overshoot this corner massively, let signs through the gap. A bit annoyed by that.
Okay, we lost the position. Tried to keep focus.
Didn't really account for the speed and everything I had with the DRS. That's my fault. Lessons learned. Have another quick look. So Vettel blasts through, as you can see. DRS wide open. I took back in. Think about going defensive again, but Sainz isn't close enough. Try and slow him down in the apex a bit. Get the power back on, and then then Sainz has just got that Ferrari engine, and then DRS as well. He's going to blast, always going to blast past me. Especially as I make a mistake here, as you can see. So pushing on now. These are the last kind of lap and a half. I was kind of in no man's zone for a bit. Not really catching anyone up. Not really having anyone catch up from behind. Then the tyres started going off, so I picked quite early onto the hards because I'd really battered those mediums in the fights at the beginning. So I was starting to struggle on the hards and trying to manage them a bit. Manage my ERS as well. And Stroll and Giovinazzi catching me up from behind. Obviously looked after their tyres a lot better than I have. So I was kind of hoping they'd fight a bit more and slow themselves down, but it's gone down for about 5 seconds to 2.5 for the last 3 laps. So last lap and a half now, you can see on this corner now, I've had to drop down to 3rd. I usually end to 4th because I couldn't get the car to rotate, just because that rubber is now starting to get a little bit too hot because I'm pushing it a bit harder, and then it's sliding across the road and get a lot of understeer. And then when I try and put the throttle on, see, car wandered over to a curb there. Don't usually hit that. Car's not really settled for curbs at the moment. So on to the last lap. Let's see if we just 2.5 seconds. I'm sure I can keep Stroll away for 2.5 seconds as I send it really deep into turn 1. Give the crowd some entertainment and give me some oohs and ahs. Trying to get the power down. The car is really trying to step up. I have to short shift all the way up to 5th gear to stop the rear wheels spinning. Hit the apex nice here, but it's so slow. Look, I'm not using all the track, and then can't get hold of the car as I stay in 3rd gear. Hit the apex there nicely, but I'm not going nowhere near as fast. Look, I'm not using all the track. I think a little bit of nerves played into it. I think I'm clock watching on the Stroll behind, but trying to push through. Braking really early so I don't lock up the tyres. I'd rather brake a little bit earlier than late, so I at least can just roll the car through the apex, and then just trying to use all my ERS I can before the end. As I can have a quick look at my tyres, and yet back left really taking a battery in. So it's about right, it's about where I should be, but the car hasn't got the downforce of the chassis yet to handle poor tyres. I'm relying on the tyre grip and the setup that I've got to get through. Down into 3rd, so I'll make the apex this time. Good traction at the corner, but you can see Stroll's made nearly 1.5 seconds up on me already, closing me down really quick, really pushing hard on the last lap. But final corner, straight through to the end, lap 29, and we've come in P9, so that's 2 points. First race for Tri Racing, I'll take the 2 points. Drugovic came 17th, unfortunately, so no points. That'll leave us 8th in the table, but I am very happy with the result. So you just watch my driving. Any of you experienced F1 fans out there, 2021 of this game.
That's it for another spectacular
Let me know
Grand
what
Prix
you think of
here
my
in
driving,
Bahrain,
where I can
and a
improve,
real
because this is
champion's
why I'm doing
drive
it. I want to
take
get better.
the
For F1 22, and I really want to try and get stuck in
What do you think it was
to that
that
game.
sealed
I'm
the
running no
win for them?
assists. Is that the fastest way to do it? I don't know, but I'd like to think that's what they use in esports, so that's what I'm trying to do, and that's what they use in real life, so a bit of a simulation. But thanks again for watching. Let me know, leave me some likes. Let's try and reach, I don't know, 20 likes in this one, and see, and that'll help the algorithm for me. If you liked what you've seen, you want to see some more, don't forget to like and subscribe. There I am in P9, 2 points, which is great. And then you'll see I'll move on and you can have a look at the rest of the standings. But thank you very much. Have a safe week. Enjoy racing. Enjoy the Miami Grand Prix. And I'll see you again next time. Cheers.